and live your life today. It doesn't matter what they say.
All right. Well, hello and welcome to another episode of Red Lotus Life. Thank you for being patient as we took a little break from our embodiment workshop. We absolutely have been having so much fun with Ennis Barger and everything that he's been sharing about narcissism and the narcissistic traits and all of that. If you haven't seen those conversations yet, you need to go check it out.
Yeah, they're amazing.
They're amazing in every way. And we just, as soon as he said, yep, this is when I can come on, we stopped and we said, yep, let's have him on. I'm excited because he's going to be coming back and doing a couple more with us. So
yeah, I'm really loving the series and the conversations and really setting that precedence and that example for what it really looks like when we all show up to have a conversation, actually doing the healing work. It's just a game changer.
Yeah, and that's what I discovered too. The conversations that we're having are different than anything I've ever seen before because we are all in this sovereign healed state. And so for him to share his experiences about just someone who navigates, he always calls it navigating the choppy waters of narcissism.
I love that.
Yeah. And then us being able to actually have the conversation and be able to also hold space for him while he was sharing his story. Well, that's a whole nother thing. I can't wait until we can actually dive in and start talking about this type of stuff. But we wanted to actually finish up the embodiment workshop while we could, because there's so much brewing in our lives right now.
So much.
Yeah. So I'm Lori Kinsey. I'm an advanced spiral practitioner, founder of Red Lotus Life. This is my co-creator, Sara Elizabeth Hoffman, who will be, as always, next to me here. This is a really, really cool workshop that we're doing on embodiment. So if you haven't had a chance to if you're catching this and you're new to us right now, I highly suggest you go back to the playlist. There's a playlist called the Embodiment Workshop. It's only available to the public for a limited amount of time, basically until we finish this workshop up, and then it'll be taken down and it'll be available for purchase on the website. But if you're new to this and you're just catching it, go check it out from the very beginning, because we do a clear. We do an emotional clear. Actually, you know what? I just realized I didn't finish introducing you.
Oh, that's okay.
I just realized, yeah. So I'm an advanced spiral practitioner. Sara Elizabeth is a spiral practitioner and womb spiral practitioner. I specialize in domestic abuse, violence, and wow, you guys are getting us very authentic today, because it's been a minute since we've been doing the embodiment.
Yeah. Plus, we're sort of in the energy of our own clearing work right now. So there's a lot moving and shifting.
Yeah, that's another reason why we thought we need to finish up this workshop, because we do need to clear. We need to finish integrating this clear, because we're noticing it's open-ended right now.
Right.
Yeah. So I specialize in domestic abuse, domestic violence, and human trafficking. And then Sara Elizabeth, she specializes in embodiment, inner child work, dissociation, a lot of also cool stuff, divine feminine teachings, all kinds of really cool stuff. So together we're here with Red Lotus Life, and we do so many different things, but right now it's the embodiment workshop. So if you haven't had a chance to go check out the clear, go check out the clear. We've also been working on integrating it by introducing somatics and the different channels of somatics. Our intention with this workshop and this particular episode right here is to 100% be authentically us in whatever way that might be, and to also support abuse survivors. And also, we wanted to introduce to you that we are holding an immersive retreat where you are going to be able to work with us in this way. It's very limited space in the beautiful area in Springdale, Utah, right at the mouth of Zion National Park. If no one has seen it, it's
gorgeous.
Yeah, so gorgeous. The highest sandstone mountains in the world. And we're going to be doing this type of work of what we're talking about right here over the course of 4 days. Is it 4 days or 5 days? 4 days.
4 days, 5 days, and 4 nights.
Yeah, it's going to be really amazing and a really cool opportunity to work with us in this way. Also, I wanted to just let everyone know that for, I think only not maybe the next 10 days or 2 weeks, maybe, we have our early bird special going on right now where it's a 6-month payment plan. And we just invite you to join us in this work if you enjoy doing this, because we dive deep as survivors of abuse. So, and we've just been able to create this life that we love after abuse by using these tools. So,
Yes.
yeah, so I just wanted to recap the clear real fast before we actually dive into the sensation channel. So, the embodiment clear, it's been a minute. I know, for those of you who've been following, it's been a minute. It was sympathy. It was the emotional block was sympathy, and it was in the area of family love. We have been witnessing this blow up all over the place. I have to share, even with the discussions when we took a break from this workshop, even with the discussions with Ennis, I saw this working through that.
Yeah, now that you mention it, it certainly has.
So we are now integrating. We introduced somatics. We did the mental channel, imagination channel, and the posture channel. Today, we're focused on the sensation channel. So really excited. Sara, what do you have for us today?
Oh, are you ready to pull up the infographic?
Yeah,
Okay.
I wasn't sure if you had something going on or not. So let me share my screen with everyone. Oh, that's not it. Yep, authentic.
Yeah, I think I'm ready to just dive right in.
Okay. All right. So here we are, the somatics, the sensation channel.
Okay, so love this channel. This channel is where we really get to feel into the autonomic nervous system, to see what all of the sensations that arise, what that looks like and how that feels like. So the sensation channel allows us to be present, and just being with what is, and is very feminine in nature. It's very fluid, very watery in nature. So being the more unconscious end of the spectrum, we can't really control our physical sensations. We can only allow them. And again, this is connecting into the autonomic nervous system. The sensation channel is recognized when we are using sensational language, such as hot or cold, moving or still, vibrating or tingly, or are we feeling contractive or are we feeling expansive?
Yeah, I love the sensation channel because what this does is it really opens up the ability to communicate with the body. So when we're talking about dissociation and really feeling as if we're out of the body because of trauma or the different things that we've experienced, when we're becoming embodied again and we're actually coming back into the body and we're starting to process these emotions, it can be super overwhelming. And so when it's overwhelming like this, we always want to jump out. But with this sensation channel, this is where we really get to connect with the body and communicate. And it's constantly communicating to us. This is also where we can develop and enhance our senses. Not only the 5 senses, but also the clair senses and a bunch of other senses. We can get into that later. And also, I wanted to share with you, like, this is like where our superpowers are. Actually, if you're into human design or gene keys or anything like that, it's like this right here is our superpowers. We can literally watch animals use the sensation channel all the time. Like, I have 3 dogs, and you're always seeing them shake or move or scratch or whatever it is that they're doing. You can see that they are moving their emotions super quickly, and they don't really hold on to anything. Like, they can literally change and shift and neutralize their emotions. They can be in a fight and be totally like, very high senses, and then shake it off, and then they're just the happiest dogs ever. So
Yeah.
that's an example of the sensation channel.
Yeah, love that. Okay, so why the sensation channel? Why is this important? It's important because it brings us into a state of presence. Again, just going back to that presence, that being, and requires our attention to the here and now. It helps us regulate to harmony and safety. This is where we can really, really do some big, big work when we're talking about actually acclimating ourselves to what it feels like to be in harmony or to actually feel safe, especially when we're talking about experiences with domestic violence. The present moment is the only moment that we can truly heal. I really love this point a lot, and I know that Lori has some things to say about that as well. Our bodies are here and now. We can't physically go back in time in order to heal from an experience that we have already had. Love, love, love this as well, because this is where when we are in a state of being, when we are in a state of presence, we can focus on what is alive in the body, connect with that, and again, do the work in order to move the emotion, move the energy, and really start to heal.
Mm-hmm. One of the things that I see with the clients that I work with who have experienced some pretty deep trauma and some extreme of what some people may call extreme traumas is that the body will start to rise, not the body will start to rise, but basically the sensations in the body will start to rise, maybe as memories and different things pop up as we work together. But what I always want to ask people whenever you're feeling this, and this is something also, if you experience panic attacks or anything like this, is to just stop and breathe and just ask yourself, get present in that moment and ask yourself, are you safe now? 99.9% of the time, you are going to be able to answer yes. And what that does is it automatically puts you in a state of presence of going, okay, and neutralizing, right? Everything kind of just goes, okay, I am safe right now. These are just sensations that are moving through my body because of a memory or something that may rise, right? I don't know if you have anything more to add to this, but that question of am I safe now?
Yeah.
Will usually help tremendously.
Yeah, I'm ready to just move forward. So how do we tap into the sensation channel? We first want to bring awareness to our breath and close the eyes. That really helps us fall into a state of presence. Really focus on the heart is one way that I like to do it. Focusing on the heart and bringing your awareness to the breath. We want to get curious and feel into what is present in that very moment. From here, we can tap into all of the other channels to begin allowing the sensations to arise. So that might be the mental channel or the imagination channel. We can start to really utilize all of the channels together in order to find what's alive. We also want to find a place in the body that is reactive to the emotion or thought and name it. So we always want to give it a name. How or where are you experiencing the sensation? You can ask questions like, is it hot? Is it cold? Can you move it? Things like that are always really helpful.
Yes, this is perfect. I love this right here. If there is anyone who actually wants to do this on their own, I highly suggest just looking at this part right here and really bring that awareness to the breath. Close the eyes, put the hand on the heart, begin to feel the heartbeat, and then start to ask the questions. You will start to see that these other channels are going to start to rise, the imagination, the mental, like all of a sudden. At first, this is something that's actually really difficult for me, and I've had to actually work really hard with it. So at first you may not, you'd be like, I don't feel anything but my hand on my chest, and that's it.
Right.
You know, that's it. That's all I feel. And I think I can feel my heart, but I'm not sure. So whenever you begin to just let go and you actually begin to feel what is alive and you get curious about that and ask the questions, then you can really start to move and heal the different places in the body that these emotions are stored. So for example, I was working with a trafficking client one time, and we were moving through a session that was kind of like this. And I just started to ask her questions. And I said, you know, we started out with something like that, right? We call it dropping into the body or whatever that means, you know, just being able to get present with the body and connect with the body. And then I started to ask her, well, can you feel your body communicating anything? And she did. She felt it actually right down below her belly button and her sacral area, kind of in the womb space. And I said, okay, well, what does it look like? Is there a texture? Is there a color? I started asking different things. And she said, actually, yeah, like she started to describe a texture of it. And it was this black. Oh, and the color. And she said it was this black, like yucky ball of that was just kind of turning and moving like this. And that's what she could feel there. And then as we started to work through it, and I started asking her more questions, and she started to actually begin then to alchemize this yucky black ball.
Yeah.
And by the time that she was done, you want to know what was there? It was so beautiful. By the time we were done with the session, I asked her to check in there again into that spot and that space in her body. And now she said it was as if a big thunderstorm had passed. And so it was like this like beautiful green, green pasture, like valley. And she was talking about how there were like wildflowers and stuff, and she could see all the colors of that, and it just like rainbows, like all of that. And she said, oh my gosh, that was the storm, and now this is the beauty that's happened after the storm. So it is powerful to do this exercise right here that we're talking about. It's super powerful to be able to move emotions or trauma that you may have experienced or that's rising.
Yeah, for sure. And I love all of the visualization that can come with that. So now we're going to do a little exercise for ourselves again, and just kind of to add to what Lori was just sharing. How do we play with the sensation channel? So our goal is to practice acclimating the body to feelings of harmony, peace, love, and safety. And I know that sometimes this, again, it really and truly can be difficult at first, but if you continue to practice, I promise you it is possible. So we want to choose an activity that feels nourishing to you, whatever that looks like. Be present, telling yourself that you are deserving, you are worthy, and you are so, so loved. And then take notes of any sensations that arise. And they can be even negative, like feelings of negativity, or, just begin to dig and search and see where they are coming from. And then always bring it back to love and safety and harmony. You always want to remember to bring it back to love, safety, and harmony.
Yeah, this is really... it's just so effective, right? I can't say enough how much the sensation channel is just extremely effective, especially if you are in the moment. So if you're in the moment, you can just pinpoint what's going on. If you're not, and you're like, you want to actually start working with this on a deeper level, just what Sara Elizabeth said, find an activity that's nourishing to you. Some people, it's starting in a fetal position on the floor. And just the fetal position is always like our safest position. And then just begin to get curious and go, do like a quick body scan. And your body's going to start to talk to you. You're going to feel these little twinges and pings and stuff like that. And then use your imagination. We use it was just like what she was saying, how all these other channels start to come into play. The imagination channel will come into play, and then just go with it. Just roll with it and go with it. But always, always, always bringing it back to that feeling of harmony, peace, love, and safety. I think it's really important here to also say, if you have any questions, please reach out to us about this, because this is something that we are passionate about.
Yeah.
You can move things very fast. And then also, if you're interested in actually working with us in a deep immersion with these tools, definitely come to the retreat, because we'll be diving into this too.
Yes, absolutely. So looking forward to the retreat. We invite you. We hope that we will see you there. And can't wait to be able to introduce these tools to any and all who are able to be present.
Yeah, there's going to be so much more too.
Mm-hmm.
So, was there anything else that you wanted to add to this before we wrap up?
The only thing that I do kind of want to just make the announcement about is that we are getting ready to do some fundraising for some really specific things for Red Lotus Life. And so we will be dropping the link for a GoFundMe campaign. Maybe by the end of the day, we will share that here. And have so much gratitude for, anything that we are able to be gifted with.
Yeah, there's so much brewing. That's why we've been a little absent, because there's so much happening. So many announcements are getting ready to be made. The vision for Red Lotus Life is big. We know that you have, your precious resource you just shared with us. So just so much gratitude for you. If you have found this helpful, will you please like it? If you like it, then we know this is the type of content that you want to see from us. If there's somebody that you think will find value in this, then please share it with them, and subscribe for the next one, because I think we have 2 more, right, before we wrap up this workshop.
One more. Just one more.
Okay, so there's one more. So if you subscribe, then you'll get a notification that the next one's here, because we want everyone to have access to this while it's free. And then if you are interested in diving deeper, as always, we have the Red Lotus Life membership. We're going to be announcing the new structure for that pretty soon. And then,
so exciting.
Yes, get your spot. Space is super limited. It's one of the most beautiful areas in the country, is Zion National Park in Springdale, Utah, where we're going to deep dive with all of this. And you're going to learn literally how we work with this to create a life we love after abuse. So, yeah. So we'll see you next time. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.